Before delving into Elon Musk's most contentious tweets, it's important to note that the newly appointed owner of Twitter, who humorously dubs himself the Chief Twit, had initially pledged that the social media platform would serve as a bastion of free speech. As the world's second richest individual, Musk is not only a prolific tweeter, but also utilizes the platform to promote his various ventures, share memes, and more recently, express his views on geopolitical matters. In stark contrast to many of the world's wealthiest individuals, Elon Musk has consistently demonstrated a willingness to share his unfiltered thoughts. In recent times, the Tesla CEO has positioned himself as a political commentator, an expert in international affairs, and a fount of wisdom in a myriad of issues. From amusing remarks to peculiar and unconventional ideas, let's explore some of Elon Musk's most provocative tweets. Nuke Mars. Elon Musk's enduring vision involves the colonization of Mars and the transformation of humanity into a multiplanetary species. Since its inception nearly 2 decades ago, SpaceX, his multi-billion-dollar venture, has been dedicated into realizing this ambitious objective. In 2020, Musk unveiled his aspirations to establish a city with a population of 1 million on Mars by 2050. Underscoring his commitment to interplanetary habitation. Equally fascinating is Musk's innovative strategy for rendering Mars a habitable environment. On August 16, 2019, Musk advocated for a nuclear assault on Mars through a concise 2-word tweet, Nuke Mars. Following this proclamation, he continued with a series of tweets humorously promising Mars a hot date and hinting at the imminent release of t-shirts featuring the provocative slogan. This declaration triggered a range of responses from his followers, with some expressing concerns about the safety and viability of such a plan. A few days later, Musk provided clarification, asserting that a barrage of nuclear explosions on Mars could generate artificial suns without inducing radioactivity. Additionally, he suggested that the heat resulting from the nuclear blasts could potentially melt the ice caps and glaciers on Mars, thereby releasing water and the trapped CO2 within the planet. Since 2015, Musk has been a vocal advocate of this concept, firmly convinced that its implementation would raise the planet's temperature and render it conducive to sustaining human life. Playing down the seriousness of the pandemic. Despite global warnings from world leaders and public officials about the potentially severe consequences of COVID-19, and despite calls from state and city leaders urging the public to curb the virus's spread through social distancing, Musk dismissed the entire situation as dumb. In 2020, Musk shared various comments regarding the coronavirus pandemic. Notably, a tweet on March 6, 2020 grabbed headlines, wherein the Tesla CEO asserted, "The panic over coronavirus is nonsensical." Subsequently, he continued to express similar sentiments on Twitter, downplaying the precautionary lockdown measures implemented in April of that year. This stance caught many of his followers off guard. Adding to the controversy, he cast skepticism on the gravity of the pandemic when the official death toll in the United States reached 1 million. Proposing a solution to the war in Ukraine. While the desire for a swift resolution to the Russo-Ukrainian war is widespread, few individuals believe they hold the key to resolving the ongoing conflict. Elon Musk, however, seems to believe he does. On October 3, 2022, he laid out his conditions for an immediate treaty between Kiev and Moscow. His first stipulation was a call for a redo of elections in the 4 regions annexed by Russia to be conducted under UN observation. As per Musk's perspective, a repetition of elections was deemed essential for Ukraine to be acknowledged as part of Russia and to maintain a nonpartisan stance in the future, as opposed to joining NATO. When he conducted a poll among his 108 million Twitter followers, inquiring about their stance on a neutral Ukraine, 59.1% expressed disagreement with his proposal. The majority of Musk's followers leaned towards supporting an independent Ukraine. The president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, expressed clear dissatisfaction with Musk's stance. Zelensky even conducted his own poll, inquiring which version of Musk his followers preferred, one supporting Ukraine or Russia. The results revealed that 78% favored the Musk aligned with Ukraine. Buying Twitter. On April 14, 2022, Musk took to Twitter announcing his intention to acquire the platform with a straight declaration, "I made an offer." While some speculated if this was merely another jest from the eccentric billionaire, it unfolded that Musk had indeed submitted a bid to acquire Twitter. Subsequently, Twitter's board deliberated on and ultimately accepted his proposal. Nevertheless, Musk swiftly altered his stance and made repeated attempts to retract his bid, initiating a legal dispute with the social media company. Accused by Twitter of violating a legal agreement, Musk found himself embroiled in an intense legal battle, culminating in his eventual acquisition of the platform on October 27, 2022. The CEO of Tesla finalized the purchase of Twitter at a rate of $54.20 per share, amounting to a total expenditure of around $44 billion. Following the announcement of the deal, Musk's tweets took center stage on the platform, with the billionaire authoring the 8 most widely read posts on Twitter during the week when the $44 billion was approved. Despite eventually acquiring the company, it was Musk's speculative tweets and ensuing legal disputes that rendered his announcement one of the most contentious tweets of 2022. Taking Tesla private. In August 2018, Musk declared his contemplation of privatizing Tesla in a tweet stating, "I'm considering taking Tesla private at $420. Funding secured." This implied that the company's shareholders would need to sell their stock, leading to Tesla being removed from the public stock exchange. For those who didn't interpret the tweet too seriously, it seemed like a jest related to cannabis culture, given that April 20th is a popular day for such celebrations. Musk's public consumption of marijuana during a Joe Rogan podcast added to this perception. However, the US Securities and Exchange Commission took a more grave view of the tweet. They initiated an investigation and filed a lawsuit against the Tesla CEO, citing concerns that he asserted having secured funding for the buyout without providing concrete details to substantiate his claim. As a consequence, Musk faced a $20 million fine for allegedly misleading investors, resulting in significant financial losses for them following the tweet. Additionally, he was required to step down as Tesla CEO for 3 years, and the SEC mandated that he submit any tweets with the potential to impact stock prices for review before posting. Making Tesla stock drop. In spite of the arrangement with the SEC that mandated a review of his tweets before publication, Musk persisted in sharing perplexing messages concerning Tesla. On May 1st, 2020, he posted, "Tesla's stock price is too high, IMO." This led to a significant and abrupt drop in Tesla's stock price. The company's shares, which had been trading at approximately $760 each, experienced a rapid decline to below $700 within minutes of Musk's tweet. Tesla's stock witnessed an almost 10% fall, resulting in a staggering loss of $14 billion from the company's market value. Even after Musk acquired Twitter, certain Tesla shareholders expressed dissatisfaction with his tweets, asserting that the tech CEO had become unfocused. Response to Bernie Sanders. Mr. Musk relishes challenging politicians and has engaged in an intensive feud with President Joe Biden, who consistently overlooks Tesla, even in conversations emphasizing the significance of electric vehicles in the United States. Conversely, Democratic members of the US Senate have recently introduced a proposal for a billionaire tax, aimed at taxing the super rich on their liquid assets, including bonds, assets in taxable accounts, and stocks. When Senator Bernie Sanders advocated for the elites to contribute their fair share, Musk, unimpressed, retorted, "I keep forgetting that you're still alive." This provocative exchange stirred a range of reactions and sparked heated debates online. Some highlighted the role of the federal government in the increasing wealth of billionaires, while others deemed Musk's response to the 80-year-old senator as obnoxious. Musk's plan to sell all of his physical possessions. Following the tweet about Tesla's stock price, Musk shared his intention to divest himself of the majority of his tangible assets. Subsequently, he posted a tweet implying that his then-girlfriend, the electronic pop star Grimes, might not be pleased with this choice. Whether he was reassessing his attachment to material possession or simply indulging in another eccentric tweet, the Tesla CEO followed through in his commitment. From June 2020 to November 2021, he successfully sold 11 homes for $128 million, yielding a profit of around $25 million. Numerous theories and speculations abound regarding Musk's decision to divest from his properties and relinquish his California residence. Some posit that the move was strategic, allowing him to become a Texas resident, benefiting from the absence of state income tax and the generally favorable tax and regulatory environment in Texas. Others suggest that Musk viewed his numerous houses and properties as distractions, diverting time and focus that he preferred to channel into his ambitious work. For an individual with his level of aspirations and a keen appreciation for focused effort, owning multiple homes proved to be a diversion. Regardless of the motivations, Musk achieved his objectives and sparked a noteworthy conversation. Alienating a portion of his fan base. Elon Musk's commitment to an all-electric vision and the transformation of the electric car industry garnered him a devoted following among environmentally conscious affluent individuals, particularly in the liberal coastal regions of America. The billionaire had consistently expressed discontent with the regulations imposed on his company in Democrat-controlled California, making his decision to move Tesla to Texas unsurprising. Yet, Musk's support for the Republican Party, a political group that has long advocated for increased oil drilling, while downplaying or dismissing humanity's influence on climate change, came as a surprise to many. This move arguably initiated a decline in Tesla's share prices, a trend that persists to this day. While Musk is celebrated for his dank memes and his revitalization of the spare race, some of his public statements have left many perplexed. On various occasions, some of his expressions have adversely affected the company, Tesla, resulting in a decline in its stock price. Musk remains committed to exercising his freedom of speech to express his thoughts openly. Whether he will amplify or temper his self-expression, only time will reveal. If you like this video, click the next one shown on the screen. I'm sure you'll like it. Thanks for watching.